Brianna, she's been the facilitator for the Hoos.
She's incredibly composed and is great in distribution. She's a leader on this team, and she's a grad student, has a ton of experience. To get the distribution that
She's been electric, in the words of our interim head coach.
She makes such intelligent runs in behind and has become the team leading goal scorer because of her tireless work rate. So the Tar Heels are definitely going to utilize her to come out with a victory that they're seeking.
North Carolina's under the direction of Damon Nahas. But you have to imagine that's in the minds of anyone involved in that game a couple of years back. Amin Hadzik is our center referee. North Carolina's in the white, Virginia in the navy blue. Sit back and enjoy the 51st meeting between these two longtime foes. North Carolina 3-0 in ACC competition. All 1-0 victories. Wake Forest here at home in a game where they got off only 3 shots. A 1-0 road win against Pitt last Thursday, and then the most recent action, 1-0 the final score with a road triumph at Syracuse on Sunday. The 1 goal for Carolina was scored on a PK from Bellicember. Damon Nahas says he is learning something about this group every single day. Virginia on the ball, it's Kiki Mackey, 4 in blue. Out wide for Cary, North Carolina's Lainey Rouse. Playing back close to her home, just about 25 minutes away, and she's dispossessed by Emerson Elgin. Well, Brianna, when we talked to Steve Swanson, and he was reflecting on the Notre Dame game, which was a 1-0 win for the Fighting Irish in Charlottesville on Sunday, he said that while his team didn't get the result they wanted, he was really pleased with their start. Have to imagine that a quick start would do wonders for Virginia here tonight.
It's about setting the tone. So when you're on your front foot, it allows the players to build off the energy because the energy is contagious. If they can start the game just like that, how they played against Notre Dame, it'll give them the momentum they need to have a successful first half.
Just weren't able to score early on in that one, and Notre Dame scored right after halftime, took the 1-0 lead, turned it into 3 points on the road in Charlottesville for the first time in nearly a decade. Long direct ball over the top. Maggie Cagle, who we talked about right off the top of our broadcast, 10 in blue, was offside. Trinity Armstrong for North Carolina, the ACC's Defensive Player of the Week, the first freshman to earn that honor this year. Defensive Player of the Week, it's kind of pick one for a team award, if you will, because of how North Carolina as a team, playing 3 in the back with new faces in front of a graduate transfer goalkeeper in Claire Gagne. Carolina has been very, very effective defensively in conference play.
Well, it says a lot about Trinity Armstrong in the fact that she was able to acquire that award, because coming in as a freshman, you need to lead the line, and that takes courage. But for her, she's doing such a good job communicating with her back line, stepping when it's needed, and commanding the ball in possession, because the build starts with the back line in Carolina, and they want to distribute to their midfielders so that they can ultimately get forward in the attacking half.
And oh, by the way, she's supposed to be a senior in high school. Reclassified, joined this program a year early. Bellicember clears it out of the box for the Tar Heels, and Linda Olmark will try and build something on the counter. Cagle does well to slide, knock it away. You know, it's kind of funny when we talk to Damon Nahas about Trinity throughout the season. You know, you ask how's the freshman season going, and he will, without missing a beat in his dry sense of humor, just kind of sneak in, well, yeah, her senior year of high school is going pretty well.
It makes me laugh because being able to get your academics sorted so that you can come to school early is just a testament to the character that she has, how disciplined she must be. And to come in and have an immediate impact shows that the work she's doing behind the scenes when no one is watching.
Right there, stepped into the passing lane, took it away. Here is Kate Fossey, 7 goals on the season for number 13 in white to lead the way for the Tar Heels. Claire Gagne's been in goal for this entire season, the run of shutouts for Carolina. Graduate transfer from Brown, played every minute this year. This North Carolina season truly has been a tale of the first 3 games of the year when they conceded 6 times, yet still won all 3 games against Denver, Colorado, and Georgia. And then everything that's happened since.
They've definitely done a good job just learning from the early parts of the season. It's all about refining your mistakes and making sure that they don't happen again. But soccer is an imperfect game, and if you can get the team on the same page where they're resilient in dealing with failure, watching film, and moving forward, that's going to set Carolina up for success as they head towards ACC play and for postseason.
One loss of the year came against Duke, and it's important to note that was a non-conference game. So even though that was a goal conceded and a loss against an ACC team, that does not count in the league standings. Those 2 teams will play again here in Chapel Hill in the finale of the regular season. Cagle tackled it back. Fiorette to the back line, and Mackey. Kelly into space. Overlapping run from Tatum Galvin deep into the corner. Just keeps the ball in play and will work it down the end line. Drops it back for Una McCormack. Back in the Virginia lineup after having not played since August. Cagle to the top of the box. Allie Ross, a quick 1-touch. Armstrong right there to cut out the chance.
Good bit of hold-up play there from Kate Fossey to restart the attack for Carolina. Allows them to get numbers in the attacking half.
Foot race between Rouse and Elgin. Won by the local product for Virginia, Lainey Rouse. Back in full fitness this year after suffering an injury in last season's season opener for the Hoos. Delegatino, freshman. Interplay with Gagne here. Virginia relaxed off the press a little bit there, content to let Carolina try and build out of the back.
Yeah, I think it's about reading the play. You don't want to fly out and pressing by yourself, because then that opens up gaps for Carolina to exploit. So if UVA holds their shape and remains compact, it makes it a lot more difficult to break down their shape.
Virginia in the 4-3-3, the preferred formation of the veteran leader, Steve Swanson. There's Armstrong, 1v1 against Cagle, turns inside. McCormick knocked it away. Aria Nagai now on the ball for the Tar Heels, Princeton graduate transfer. Dominguez, long one, Fossey, flag stays down. Kate Fossey in the box, doesn't have help. Slows things down in the corner. Fossey able to slip it into space. But couldn't connect with Linda Olmark, and it'll roll out for a goal kick. In goal for the Cavaliers, Victoria Safradin, sophomore from Eastlake, Ohio.
Such a good job to follow up the play. There was an overlap that Godfrey got on the end of.
And it's Godfrey who will touch it forward. Meredith McDermott. And Nagai quick to get there for Carolina. Leah Godfrey is a graduate student who's another player that missed a considerable chunk of her Cavalier career. So you get a look there at Una McCormick, who's back into the lineup for Virginia. But Godfrey was injured last season, former All-ACC selection, and her absence and Rouse's absence, just a big reason why Virginia didn't have the season that they maybe wanted a year ago.
I actually had the privilege of playing it with Leah Godfrey in the U17 World Cup, and she was one of the youngest players on our roster. She's an excellent player, just with how deceptive she is on the ball. She can shoot from distance, she combines. She's the midfielder that you want on your team. She's just a great human being as well, and I'm excited to see her in her season here with UVA.
An accomplished pianist off the field and wants to pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Was able to shadow the veterinarian that her family takes their dog to in Florida over the summer.
Just a wonderful family, super educated, and it shows in the young woman that they've raised.
That story you mentioned, Brianna, that brings up an interesting point. A matchup like this, and we even see it with McCormack and Darlene. A week ago, as Fossey knocks it free, and it goes off the bar. It's grabbed by Safradin. Oh my goodness, a near disaster for the Who's, a near golden moment for Fossey.
How about this pressing action from Kate Fossey? A little bit of an unlucky bounce, but Safradin does a good job to recover and get the ball again. But, you know, in distribution as a goalkeeper, you need to be quick as forwards coming to approach you and closing down the angles.
North Carolina nearly striking first, as they have throughout the season, with Kate Fossey taking advantage of a deep giveaway off the pressure. It's Fossey again. Well, before that moment, we're trying to lead you into a point about how just a week ago, McCormack and Darlene were teammates. Now they're on opposite teams. And these matchups where there's players that have competed on the national level, that's got to be pretty fun, isn't it? Playing somebody that's been your teammate and vice versa.
Absolutely. Getting to represent the national team is such an honor and a privilege. And you build such strong relationships going through hard times where you're in the grind, preparing for major tournaments like that. But then coming to the college game and getting to compete against your best friends is something that's so special, because you want those bragging rights in these rivalry games where you get to say, I won on that night.
Of course, programs like these produce so many pros, so then after the fact, players playing together in the NWSL level who were rivals in college, then on the same team.
These are people that you'll know for the rest of your life, especially because the soccer world's so small.
Absolutely. Linda Olmark over the ball, now Fossey. Wide for Dominguez, her service. Past the 6, flutters down, hard collision over there, play on.
I like that rest defense from Carolina, just to surround the box so that they can win it back when the ball is cleared. It allows them to sustain possession in the attacking half.
That ball bounced out to Armstrong, gave the Tar Heels another chance, though Virginia wins the ball back. And there's Fossey again. Galvin. Graduate transfer from Kansas. Played 4 seasons with the Jayhawks, 20 in blue. First and only season now in Charlottesville. Kelly pushing up, now plays direct. Armstrong is there. Aria Nagai distributes wide, looking for Elgin. Elgin streaking to the ball.
That's the type of ball that you want from players like Nagai, to create isolation on the flank. She's so calm and composed when she's on the ball. She never seems like she's rushed for time. And as a positional number 6, that helps you because you get to rest while you're in possession.
Loved the story that Damon Nahas told us about discovering Aria Nagai. As Anson Dorrance's top assistant, he was responsible for scouting at the NCAA tournament last year. And the way that the tournament works is that in the second round, there are 2 games played at the same site. And so it was Carolina, Alabama, and then Texas Tech against Princeton, who Nagai played for. And Nagai knew she was going to have another year, knew she was going to enter the portal. And Nagai caught Damon Nahas' eye on that field that day in the NCAA tournament in Lubbock, Texas. And, you know, he said and thought to himself, oh my gosh, that player is everywhere, all over the field. Soon enough, he found out who it was, found out she was going in the portal, made contact after that, and so Arya Nagai won.
Cool just to have two incredible academic and athletic experiences at two prominent universities. Princeton University doesn't get much better than that. And then coming to the beautiful North Carolina and getting to represent the dynasty that it's been, I think she's going to be proud when she looks back on her college career.
Linda Olmark with plenty of space in front of her. Through ball for Fossey. Flag is up. Richard Wells had it spotted, put up his flag, and North Carolina called off.
To get in behind here, it's just a step too quick, but I think the run is right and the ball is correct with the correct weight of the pass as well.
What led to Olmark having all that space out on the far left flank?
I think it's creating the isolation. So basically in their possession, they're probing to create space that they want to attack. And Olmark found herself on the flank and was able to play the ball in behind to Kate Fossey, who was offside.
Olmark with 3 assists this season, still hunting that first collegiate goal. Highly touted freshman from Western New York. Nagai with options, goes forward for Fossey. Dominguez serves it in. Second ball, Fossey over the bar. Kate Fossey had the chance to try and put one on frame.
Yeah, Olmark keeps this ball alive, and Fossey hits it first time. Always wanting to get shots off and catch the goalkeeper standing. But for this attempt, it was just a little bit under the ball, which caused it to sail over the bar.
There's McCormick back from national team duty. Forward for Cagle, 1v1 against Armstrong. Cagle evades her in. It's a foul inside the box. Cagle goes down, and
super careful about when they poke and making a tackle on you. Well done from Maggie Cagle.
So this will go to VAR. Again, the call on the field is that it is a PK for Virginia. If there is indisputable video evidence that the call on the field is incorrect, it can be overturned, but important to note that the original call is what is being looked at here. What do you think, Brianna?
Video review helps, and sometimes it harms. I've dealt with it at different levels, but I think for the defending side, for Carolina, they're hoping that it's obviously going to be overturned, but for UVA, they want a clear foul to know that they deserved this call. But I just love the step over to create that separation and the little hesitation to cut it back. And this is where she's looking inside, and Armstrong catches her from behind.
It looked as if the left foot of Armstrong was trying to play the ball. So if there's a argument that Carolina would have, I think that's what it would be. But we'll see.
It's hard to say, but ultimately she catches Cagle, and it will likely result in a penalty kick.
So if the call stands, Virginia's 3 for 4 on penalty kick attempts this season. North Carolina opponents are 1 for 1. That one was converted by Denver all the way back in the season opener, August the 15th. And Claire Gagne So again, if this call stands, is going to be in danger of conceding her first goal since September 5th. It's been 4 straight shutouts for the Tar Heels. They have not posted 5 straight since, Brianna, you were a player in the spring of 2021.
I learned that today. It's a fun fact. I think that would be my fun fact that you asked me about earlier today. But the other thing about the video review that I think is neat is it gives an opportunity for the coaching staff to go over tactics and make adjustments in the game. We're just over 16 minutes into this match, and obviously there's a little bit of a flow to the game. So for Carolina, they can tighten up defensively, and for UVA, they can continue to do what they've been doing and make small adjustments where necessary.
And that's a really good point, because basketball, volleyball, for example, things are going sideways, coach steps in, timeout. Not so in soccer.
For fans watching, a fun way to get a timeout is if the goalkeeper goes down, because then they have to stop the play and you can make in-game adjustments. And if the goalkeeper goes down, the trainer comes on, and that's usually when the rest of the team will run to the sideline.
See, that's the insight that we get from having a pro on the broadcast. Brianna and your North Carolina Courage headed to see the Chicago Red Stars this weekend in NWSL action. So the officials were looking at extra angles that you don't see at home, but now they have looked at our angles that we saw all together on the broadcast. Amin Hadzik is our center referee tonight. And based on the body language, it looks like this call is going to stand. That's just my interpretation here. Let's see. Yep, it'll be a PK for Virginia. And the official explanation we're being given, Brianna, is that it is a penalty because Armstrong clipped the back heel of Cagle.
You know, things like that happen. I think for a young defender like Armstrong, you learn from it. And for someone who I mentioned is opportunistic like Cagle, you look to take this chance and put it away.
So Maggie Cagle against Claire Gagne to put the Who's on top. Cagle scores! 6th goal this season for Maggie Cagle, and Virginia strikes first.
Maggie Cagle makes no mistake and places it in the lower left corner. Claire Gagne just guesses the wrong way, but well taken penalty by Maggie Cagle.
So Virginia scores for the first time in their last 3 games. North Carolina concedes for the first time in ACC play. Their 4-game shutout streak will come to a close. So now mentality-wise, let's start with North Carolina. You were starting to control most of the possession. You had some chances with Kate Fossey. And now all of a sudden, after that miscue, you're down 1-0. What's the mindset?
You think about the next 5 minutes. Usually when a goal is scored in the next 5 minutes, that's a transitional period of the game, and more goals are often scored. So for Carolina, it's how do you regroup, get back on the ball, gain your confidence back, and go back at goal, because you know UVA may feel comfortable in the last part of this first half. So for Carolina, it's continuing to get the ball, progress it up the field, and serve the box when possible.
Well, here's a chance for the Tar Heels. It's a free kick just outside the box. This is maybe 23, 25-ish yards away. And Bella Sember will be over the ball. Sember. Low, flat service. Chaos in front. Saffredin was unable to field that cleanly, and it bounced away. Carolina will keep possession. Well defended by Virginia. I believe that was Kiki Mackey that was right there to clear it away.
Excellent service from Bella Sember. You know, honestly, that's like a shot, because if you bend it low and across the frame, if nobody touches it, it should hit the back of the net. But they made UVA defend well, and they were in the right space at the right time. Well done by Mackey.
Rouse cut it out for a throw, and we'll take a look back at it here.
Here again, you can see the whipped service. The bounce also throws off the goalkeeper. She has to account for the difference in trajectory that you initially expect.
Mouse bangs it away. Stays in play. Olivia Migley tracks it back for the Tar Heels. So we talk about mentality from a North Carolina perspective. Virginia, you go on the road, you understand what your form has been the last couple of games, and you're able to strike first. What goes through your head now as the team that's up 1-0?
1-0 is never a comfortable score, so for UVA, they need to continue pushing for a second goal, but they need to be meticulous about it. They need to make sure that they sustain possession, get up the field, and advance in numbers, and then take opportunities when they can, because you don't want to rush any opportunities when you are in the attacking third. But also defensively, it's keeping the lines compact, making sure they're pressing when the pressing triggers are available.
There's a nice tackle there from Aria Nagai to win it back for the Tar Heels. Unable to sustain the possession, though. Cavaliers don't have numbers. Carolina wins it back. Bella Sember for Fossey. This time she stays on side. Will track it down on the side of the box. Oh, I said she stayed on side, but the flag came up pretty late.
Kate Fossey is always looking to make that run on the back shoulder. I love this bit of a deception here from Bella Sember. It's pretty close, honestly. It looks like Kate Fossey assumes she has her line held and is onside, but evidently the AR ruled it otherwise.
It's another offside call against the Tar Heels. And I looked down there and saw Richard Wells had the flag down and said, okay, play on, but nope.
One of the things I'm noticing for the Who's is just the tempo that they're playing with. They're moving the ball, they're switching the point of attack, and they're making Carolina defend and shift as a unit.
That's something Steve Swanson told us would be important in this game. As he said, he liked his team's start, but not the entire 90 against Notre Dame. And that was all coming off a 3-0 loss to Wake Forest, where he said not much went well at all. The Demon Deacons pulled what was then by rankings an upset, knocking off the then second-ranked Cavaliers in Charlottesville. Nifty footwork from Sember, and then she hits the gas. Olmark and Della Rose can't quite connect, and it'll roll away for a goal kick. And a welcome sight for North Carolina fans. Maddie Darlene steps onto the field for the first time since August 18th as a Tar Heel. Earned the bronze medal with the U20 national team, scored a couple of goals, had a huge assist in the comeback against Germany. And now back in there for the Tar Heels now.
She's living the best of both worlds, getting to play for school and country. But coming back to Carolina and being on a win streak, I think, is a wonderful scenario to come back into, and she's going to want to get in on the action.
Darlene, known for her speed, a junior from the state of Minnesota, as Nagai went down hard for the Tar Heels.
Aria Nagai is backing up to win this 50-50 ball, but gets a collision with Bella Gattino.
And I think because Nagai's first motion after the collision was grabbing the back of her head, Mead Hadzik, our center referee, summoned the athletic training staff out to just make sure that there's no symptoms of concussion. Safety first.
Anytime there's some sort of collision with the head, there has to be evaluated, which I think is a good step for the sport, because a lot of concussions can happen with headers or knocking into a defender or things like that. So I'm just glad that both schools have the resources to have good athletics training support.
And sure enough, Nagai's going to step off. On comes Ashley Penny, the freshman. So Penny will step in at the 6 for the Tar Heels. Tessa Della Rose back for Trinity Armstrong, and now the somewhat unfortunate thing for Carolina fans. It's fortunate in that you've got highly talented players on the roster. Finish the thought here in a moment as McKenna Dominguez has it just outside the box. Drops it off for Penny. Della Rose for Darlene. Darlene. Darlene keeps it at her feet, down on the end line. Played out for a Carolina corner.
This is Darlene with her signature touch and go. She always drives towards the end line and looks for that cutback pass, but it's deflected out for a corner.
It's the first corner of the game for the Tar Heels. Carolina had 6 of them in the road win against Syracuse on Sunday after having 3 against ACC foes coming into that matchup. Low, flat, bounces around in the box. Armstrong got a head on it and just got it over the bar.
Armstrong is going to want this one back. I was initially surprised on the service, but the bounce, again, it catches everyone off guard and lands straight to Armstrong with a perfect heading opportunity. But this is one where you're going to want to head it down and across the frame.
Well, perfect transition point back to the story we were telling there, in that Trinity Armstrong will leave the Tar Heels to participate in the U17 World Cup. She will play tonight. She'll play against Louisville on Thursday. And then the plan is for her to depart, participate in the U17 World Cup in the Dominican Republic. And so just as soon as Darlene gets back, Armstrong will depart, but it is all part of the culture of this Carolina program, balancing being able to play for the Tar Heels and represent the national team as well.
Absolutely. And again, what a huge honor for Trinity Armstrong. And then for the coaching staff, they're going to have to figure out what adjustments they'll make in her absence. But it's a great opportunity for other players to get on the field, get experience in the back line, and it'll only make Carolina deeper.
What are those conversations like as a player, since you've been through that yourself?
Well, you're obviously in clear communication with national team and with your collegiate staff. Everyone wants to see you succeed, but it's ultimately about managing your body, because a lot of game minutes in a condensed schedule for the college season, and then you go into a major tournament. So you have to figure out what the right balance of training, lifting, your nutrition, just so that you're well prepared to last throughout the year.
Armstrong, Darlene and the Tar Heels trailing Virginia 1-0. Penalty kick goal for Maggie Cagle, the first conceded by the Tar Heels in ACC play. 18th minute tally. Theoret being pursued.
Someone we haven't called a bunch today was Lainey Rouse. I'd love to see her get involved on the flank and see a little bit of overlap, because she has such great speed and she'd be able to exploit it on the flank with those runs in behind.
Saw her connect with Una McCormick there. The through ball just taken away by Armstrong and Gattino, who raced back for Carolina. Lainey Rouse is from nearby Cary, North Carolina. Virginia will make a couple of subs here. Linda Mittemeyer, graduate student from Vienna, Austria, will come on. First season for her as a graduate student with the Hoos. And Sophia Bradley, highest ranked member of the freshman class, or as they would say at Virginia, first year. Of Wayne, New Jersey. And it is Bradley using her speed. Rouse and Bradley. Bradley again. Bradley dancing around Delarose. It'll sail up above the goal and out of play, but Sophia Bradley making an impact on the right flank, and I think that's going to allow Lainey Rouse to get more involved as well.
Absolutely. You can feel the energy that Sophia Bradley has brought into this game in just a few minutes. She's creating separation with deceptive movement and ball skills, and she's looking to serve the box for her teammates to get on the end of.
Well, we said Lainey Rouse getting involved, and she promptly steps off the field. Also, Olivia Migley is subbed out for the Tar Heels, as Even Alvarez will come in. Freshman from New Hill, North Carolina, who, like Armstrong, is a reclassified player. Substitution for Virginia brought on Chloe Yapich, graduate student from Palo Alto, California. Alvarez on the ball now. Fossey. It's Darlene. Darlene to the end line again. Olmark, a chance, and there it is! Linda Olmark's first collegiate goal ties it up.
What a moment for the Tar Heels. Linda Olmark in the right place, right time. But it's that chemistry, knowing where your teammates are going to go. And once again, Maddie Darlene driving to that end line and playing that cutback pass. Perfect weight for Linda Olmark to get on the end of it and hit it the first time. Gives the goalkeeper no time to react. And by playing it back to the near post, the momentum of the goalkeeper, Safradine, she's moving to her left, but the ball comes to her right. Goal, Carolina. I'd like to say on the broadcast, I predicted the first goal of the season for Linda Olmark.
You absolutely did. You walked in the broadcast booth, Brianna, and said, I think Linda Olmark scores her first goal tonight. And I'm going to say that was way more than just a random prediction. I think it is the fact that Darlene came back in the lineup, and you had a feeling, didn't you?
I did have a feeling. Olmark has been so close multiple times this season, and she's been in good positions, but it's ultimately about getting that first goal, and I think that's when the floodgates open.
So a 30th minute equalizer for Linda Olmark, and the Tar Heels tie this one up. Taken back. Mittermeier unable to connect to the teammate. Sember will lead the counter for the Tar Heels. Hustle back from Bradley. Stepped into the channel. Tackled it away.
The hustle from Bradley cannot be understated. You can see her running as fast as she can to get back involved in the play. Of course, it goes out, but you know, that energy means a lot for a team, to have a teammate like that that's willing to do the work on both sides of the ball. I think she's going to have a big impact tonight.
The showcase circuit in the summer of 2023, Bradley suffered what's called a Liz Franck injury. It's a foot injury to a specific bone in the foot, but now back to full fitness and making an impact at the college level. Safradine way off her line. Risky move there, but able to clear it away. Alvarez connects with Delarose. And Delarose plenty of space in front of her. Good job by Theoret, though, to get back and close that space off.
Theoret does a good job making play predictable. As midfielders, you want to kind of guide the ball. And it starts with the forward line, really, but she does a good job to force Tessa Delarose to the flank and then ultimately playing it out so they can win a throw-in.
Pass to the center of the park. Gattino there. So obviously the scoreboard, Brianna, even 1-1 over the course of the run of play. Who's had the upper hand in your opinion?
I think this has been an exciting match both ways. I think UVA started out on their front foot and had the upper hand in the first part, but Carolina found their answer, and I think the final 12 minutes they're going to go into the half pushing for that second goal.
It's a 4-1 shot advantage for the Tar Heels, 2-1 shots on goal.
One of the things I've liked from both sides is just how patient they've been in the attacking third. They're trying to build in numbers and play high probability attacks.
It's already more shots taken by the Tar Heels in the game than they had the entire contest the last time they played here at Dorrance Field against Wake Forest, but still got the win, 1-0 in the ACC opener. Pursuit from Cagle. Cleared cleanly there by Claire Gagne as we nearly saw the Tar Heels go up 1-0 in the 12th minute of this game when Kate Fossey knocked one off the bar after Safferton was unable to clear it cleanly. And that is something that is not really a problem, not something you think of until it is if you're a goalkeeper. Yapic. Sister Sydney plays at Alabama.
You can see that effort from UVA to try and catch Kate Fossey offside. I noticed them hold their line all at the same moment.
That's something that they maybe saw on video prior to the game, or is it just something that they feel out as the game goes along? As Una McCormick goes in on goal. McCormick beats Gagne. Welcome back, Una McCormick. Whose lead?
Excellent run from Una McCormick. She just takes it herself and drives inside, but the thing that sticks out to me was the angle that she took towards the goal. She beats one defender, continues to advance, she opens her hips, but look, she receives it, sees the space in behind, and makes that run. The cutting over across the frame of the goal gives her more to shoot. Opening her hips allows her to see both sides of the goal, and she ultimately picks the near post for a goal. Well done, Una McCormick. Incredibly cool to see two U20 stars have instant impact when they come back to their collegiate teams.
It truly is. Maddie Darlene picking up the assist on the goal by Linda Olmark. They put the Tar Heels back level, and now McCormick single-handedly gives Virginia the lead back. That was impressive.
But I think his teammates on the national team are competing for those bragging rights, as I mentioned earlier. You want to have better hand in this game.
Fossey trying to answer off the side netting. Virginia goal kick. Check that. It was touched last by Virginia. It'll be a Carolina corner.
Another great run on the back shoulder by Kate Fossey. She gets on the end of it, uses her speed. Fortunately, her touch takes her a little bit away from goal, but she's able to draw a corner kick for the Tar Heels.
It'll be Carolina's second corner of the game. Headed by Dominguez, couldn't put it on frame though. You could see what Carolina was trying to do there. Dominguez on the near post just couldn't get her head around and deflect that ball just inside the post.
Bella Sender has great service. It's incredibly accurate with the correct weight. I think Dominguez, her body positioning on that one was a little bit off, and it caused it to be headed up rather than across the frame or on frame. But good attempt at a set piece for Carolina.
Maggie Cagle, who scored the first Virginia goal on the PK, heads to the bench. Lachlan Ryan enters. Ryan's a North Carolina native out of Charlotte, Myers Park High School, and has overcome 3 torn ACLs in her Virginia career. Steve Swanson said, there is probably not a more inspirational player on our roster than Lachlan Ryan.
The resilience she has to have to come back from those injuries and keep that love for the game. I think it shows a lot about her character, just being able to do the work just to get back on the field.
Bradley challenging. Even Alvarez does well to hold off Bradley. And this is really the first year, now year 5 in Charlottesville, that Lachlan Ryan's been able to play free, if you will. She had a big knee brace last year coming off of the 3rd torn ACL. Because you see her challenge for the ball, no braces in either of those legs.
She's all in, as they like to say.
Absolutely. All in Virginia's team motto. Fossey, Kate Fossey streaking forward. 1v1 against Saffredin, ties us.
Kate Fossey is becoming absolutely unstoppable with her runs and behind, but can't be understated the ball from Linda Olmark, the correct weight, the bend right into the path of her run. Kate Fossey drives inside and shoots it high. Goal, Carolina.
Team leading 8th of the season for Kate Fossey. Her brace against Colorado, rescuing what was a 2-1 scoreline in favor of the Buffaloes in the 87th minute, turning it into a 3-2 Carolina win single-handedly. That just kind of set the tone for this junior season.
Kate Fossey has that never quit attitude. She's always looking to threaten in behind, and she's a handful to deal with, but I just love the indefatigable spirit that she has, because she is a leader for these Tar Heels.
And after a quick VAR check, it was confirmed that Fossey was onside there. And a couple minutes ago, we were starting to talk about Virginia trying to catch Kate Fossey offside. That circumstance, she stays on, takes it in, and ties the game.
What an exciting match we have here tonight. Lots of goals, lots of action. I just love seeing the Tar Heels and the Hoos go at each other, because they're two talented sides with different styles of play, but they complement each other well in a duel.
Carolina scoring 2 goals in a game for the first time in ACC play this year and doing it in 1 half alone. And a Virginia team. And a Virginia team that now finds itself equalized. Let's take a look here, Brianna, at this offside or onside.
See, Linda Olmark sees the space in behind, but just look at the texture off of her foot. She bends it in behind, and it's a little bit of a bouncing ball, but again, it was right into the run of Kate Fossey, and she makes no mistake, places it high to Saffredin, who goes down to try and make herself big.
So a Virginia corner, their first of the game. Alexis Theoret to take it. Service. First ball contacted by Fossey, but there was a foul in there on Tatum Galvin of Virginia. So Carolina scoring twice in ACC play for the first time this year. A Virginia side that had not scored in 2 straight games, able to score twice in the first half. And a Virginia team trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. It's happened once under Steve Swanson. That was all the way back in 2003. Darlene just outside the box. Darlene pushed down, and the foul is just away from the box. Just outside, Carolina will have a free kick about 19 yards away.
See, I love that little bit of hesitation. She takes the small touch, then she baits, and then takes the big touch, and that's when she draws the foul. Well done by Darlene. This is an excellent position to strike the ball. No one better than Bella Simber to be on the end of it.
And Brianna, they are going to take a look at this to see whether or not the foul occurred inside the box.
Honestly, it looks right on the line.
It's right on the line.
I'm interested to see the outcome of this call because it truly could go either way. But maybe because the ball's on the right side of the box, it'll be ruled a free kick instead of a penalty kick.
Busy night for VAR. Okay, one more look at this.
You can see Darlene coming across the frame, looking to find someone to connect with, but Tatum Galvin just catches her the shoulder to shoulder.
Even if this is just a free kick outside the box, it is very dangerous and a great chance for Carolina.
Absolutely, because you could see another one of the services like we saw earlier where Bella Sember aimed for the back post. A little bouncing effort that somebody could deflect. UVA is going to have to defend it and make sure they position themselves well, drop early enough, and, you know, are tenacious in the box. Another thing that must be mentioned is the wall. The wall has to be brave. They have to be big. They need to be on their toes. And, you know, if you have to take one to the face, you have to do it for the love of the game and for the good of the team.
After the VAR concludes, Henzik touching his shoulder. Damon Nahas carrying on. The decision is a free kick just outside the box. So the touching of the shoulder there was showing that she was pushed in the shoulder first. The shoulder was outside the box, thus no PK. Sember. On frame and just over. Nearly the 5th goal combined of this first half.
What a close effort by Bella Sember. The way she thumps the ball, it causes it to dip a little bit, but not enough to be on frame. Looks like Saffredin had it covered.
Victoria Saffredin's been busy. Beaten twice, once by Olmark, once by Fossey. You see Virginia coming out to confront a little bit higher here. Stepping into the lane, that was nearly another takeaway from McCormick. Armstrong goes over top. Backheel flick. Bradley, the freshman, against fellow freshman Armstrong, has options. Bends it across the box. Scatino heads it up. Ryan plays it down. McCormick, everybody kind of bumping into one another, and Carolina will take it back. If if either Ryan or McCormick was able to possess that ball cleanly, they would have been able to at least take a look against Gagne.
I feel like the back line for Carolina did a good job keeping themselves in the direct goal channel while challenging for the ball.
Japic bringing it forward into space. McCormick again, goal scorer tonight. There's Maddie Darlene. Darlene. Nice ball for Fossey. Fossey, 1v1. Fossey can't put it on the frame and it'll roll away. Fossey had the one defender in front of her and the goalkeeper. Had some Cavaliers coming from behind and trying to get creative there, nothing doing. Nice job by Armstrong. Stepped in, won it back. Oh, and then a nice ball for Fossey, who stays on side. Saffredin out, slides over it.
What an aggressive step from Trinity Armstrong, and immediately looks to play in behind. Almost catches UVA with a big gap between their back line. And ultimately, those are the runs that Kate Fossey is looking to exploit. We've seen it time and time again, some offside, some onside. But again, I'd say for the Cavaliers, tightening those back line spaces will allow them to block any through balls.
Now the Cavaliers with numbers the other way. Bradley brings it into the box. Bradley plays it off. Gattino cuts it out. Brianna, this game is wide open.
There's a lot of transition right now. You can see Avon Alvarez driving forward, looking for a teammate. I'd say for both teams, slow it down, control the game heading into the second half. If there's an opportunity to go for goal, obviously go for it because you'd love to be up 1 goal heading into the half. But again, you don't want to concede anything this late in the first half.
It's almost as if, and Carolina will have a corner here, but it's almost as if both teams in this crazy back and forth first half want to take a lead into the locker room, and they're pushing hard for a late goal.
It's all about momentum, and if you continue to push into the halftime, it's going to give you that edge coming out into the second half because someone's going to have to come out on top tonight, and if they can push now, it'll make it easier in the second half.
In swinger, top of the 6, bounces away. No touch by Virginia. So unless Saffredin wants to go very quick and direct here, it seems we will go into the locker room level at 2. Got to clear it first against the Carolina pressure. And Kelly will do just that. Well, Brianna, this game has not lacked for entertainment, has it?
It's been a great game to watch from both teams. I love the energy that both sides brought. You could see that it's a true rivalry match. But again, what led to 2 of the...
Virginia in danger of dropping 3 straight games for only the 2nd time ever under that man, Steve Swanson. North Carolina, meanwhile, trying to stay unbeaten in the ACC. They are 3-0 in league action this year. 9 points in conference play, was tied with Virginia Tech for the most at the start of play today. Number of matches played, obviously, is different for each team based upon where they are in the league schedule. North Carolina's in the white, and Virginia in the navy blue. Tied up to start the second half. It sure feels like this game has another goal or 2 or 3 in it. Mackey, middle of the park. Aria Nagai back into the proceedings. That's good to see. Nagai left in the first half for the Tar Heels after she was checked out by the training staff following some head contact. The graduate transfer from Princeton back on the field to start the second half of action. Long one from Gattino. Fossey making her pursuit, but it's back to Saffredin, the goalkeeper. Side flag was up. Cavaliers striker there, Meredith McDermott, was in an offside position. Even Alvarez, his father Daniel is in attendance tonight, seeing his daughter play in person for the first time after returning home from his deployment. What a cool story that was. Glad you got to see that video at halftime. Damon Nahas was telling us about how he knew that it was going to occur. And even knew that Daniel, you can see there, watching his daughter for the first time. He even knew he was going to come home, so that wasn't a total surprise. It was just when she was going to be able to see him for the first time, and to be in a team meeting like that, really, really cool. Play on, no foul. Sophia Bradley starting the second half for Virginia. Such a spark off the bench in the first 45. Carrying it forward herself. Past McDermott for Cagle. Cagle serves it back in. Bradley can't get ahead on it. Sophia Bradley's speed on the flank changes the game for Virginia.
She's able to create separation for herself, and you see her looking to thread the ball to the back post to Cagle. Good bit of service, but looks like Bradley's jump is a little bit stunted there with the pressure from Avon Alvarez.
Damon Nahas joked with us that film room has been awfully special for Avon Alvarez this year. Not only did she have the reunion with her father in that room, but that's where her high school graduation was held. As Armstrong and Alvarez, the two reclassified players, had to finish up their coursework. They were eligible to receive their high school diploma once they were already here in Chapel Hill. And the team, the players themselves, organized a graduation ceremony for the two of them in the film room during preseason camp.
It just shows how close this group is to each other and how much they care about the well-being off the field, because a high school graduation is a great milestone, and obviously you make a lot of sacrifices for this sport. So missing your original graduation may have been something that occurred for a lot of the girls on the field tonight.
In a situation like that, between the two players, Armstrong and Alvarez, you got a 50-50 shot of being the valedictorian.
I'd say they definitely should both push for it. Good odds are in their favor.
I mean, everything around the Carolina women's soccer program is competitive, right? The competitive cauldron, I mean, I imagine that's got to apply to the high school graduation in the team room, too.
Competitive cauldron is all about excelling both on and off the field, the kind of human being you are, how you push yourself in just maximizing your potential, and I think it drives everyone to be the best version of themselves. Players,
Coaches, on and off the fields. Soccer, tennis, too.
Yes, soccer, tennis. Coach Nahas mentioned how Eden is his teammate, and they are 9-0 in soccer tennis against the rest of the team.
Yeah, all right, so I know what soccer is. We're watching it right now. I know what tennis is, but what is soccer tennis for the uneducated viewer?
Soccer tennis is like a hybrid of both sports. So you're on a tennis court.
Okay.
It's a lot smaller though. So more like pickleball size court. And there's a net, and essentially you want to win points by allowing it to bounce twice in the opponent's half. And you use your feet, you can use your head, you can use any part of your body but your hands, and you have to be coordinated with your partner because it's a two-person game for each team. And you know, it's a really competitive part of the Carolina soccer culture because we love to compete in everything that we do. It brings a lot of fun on off days, a little competition, if you will. And I think it's just a great way to get outside and have some fun.
And sneakily, it's a way to work on training, too.
Absolutely, because you have to have a great first touch. You have to be able to control the ball. You need to use every surface of the foot and your head as well.
Fourth corner of the game for the Tar Heels. Godfrey played it out for Virginia to Alvarez. Della Rose being challenged. Damon was telling us He's 9-0 in soccer tennis, and the most recent win was during the off day, the recovery day on the trip north last weekend when the Tar Heels played both Pitt and Syracuse on the road. Good way to spend some time, as Brianna said, and some team bonding.
May not be bonding if you're on the losing end of it.
That's true. That's true. Do you know your record in soccer tennis?
I wish I could say I did, but I did a lot of winning when I was here, and it was a lot of fun. I wanted, again, bragging rights against all my teammates. But I think my class of 2018, when we came in, we were really good at soccer tennis because we had a technical bunch of players, including Claudia Dickey, who was our goalkeeper. She had great feet.
Here goes Sember with options to a right and left. Plays the through ball. Cut out well by Mackey. There's Carolina once more, trying to connect on the through ball behind the Virginia back line and get another easy chance on goal. Linda Olmark in pursuit of it. Olmark, first collegiate goal. Scored in the first half of this one. That tied the score up at 1. Virginia's led on 2 separate occasions, 1-0 and 2-1. Tar Heels have had answers both times. Cagle. All over the play tonight with a goal and what's not an assist, but helped set up Una McCormick. Here it's dispossessed. It's Fossey streaking forward. Fossey takes a shot, played away, it's a corner.
I like the way Kate Fossey strikes this first time. Right when she gets on the end of it, she's a quick shot to the lower right-hand corner. Obviously, Saffredin does a great job just covering that post, but again, you've got to put goalkeepers under pressure because things happen, and creating another corner kick opportunity is only going to help the Tar Heels continue to put pressure on UVA. But again, look at this strike to the lower right-hand corner.
Already the second corner, the second half for North Carolina. Fossey gets a head on it, pops away out of the box. This will be a Tar Heel throw. Ari Nagai. Darlene. There's Bradley. What can she do now? Della Rose takes it right back. Rouse stepped in. Rouse forward. Here goes Meredith McDermott. McDermott stays on side. 1v1 against Armstrong. Cutting in. Into the box she goes. And it's Bella Gattino who flies in to take possession back.
That play started with Lainey Rouse just stepping in confidently and then playing the ball in behind. I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup between Lainey Rouse and Maddie Darlene. They both have a great bit of speed, and it's going to show in the way they compete against each other.
Maggie Cagle trying to take it in there for Virginia. Touched it last as it went over the end line. Maggie Cagle, who scored the goal on the PK to open the scoring for Virginia, as we said, was involved in setting up Una McCormick, junior with 8 game-winning goals for her career. Gagne takes the goal kick. McDermott. It's Cagle in pursuit. Gagne comes out. Maggie Cagle picked up the guitar during COVID quarantine.
Good time to learn some hobbies.
Basically self-taught. Asked about her favorite kind of music. She admits she is a huge Swiftie. And with her Cavaliers taking leads multiple times tonight, Carolina having answers. Virginia has found out they are not out of the woods yet. And the guy going at it.
Professional bit of play there from Una McCormick, just to step in front of that ball and delay the play so that Carolina can't play quickly. This allows UVA to get their shape before Carolina puts the ball back into play.
McCormick, of course, first game back after participating with the U20 national team at the World Cup. Gattino, long free kick. Saffredin plays it. Bradley against Alvarez. So to the point of attack. Virginia with space down the flank. Galvin looking for McCormick. Nagai there.
Excellent tracking effort from Nagai just to follow that run and win it.
I was just going to say, Brianna, that matchup, Aria Nagai and Una McCormick, both ends of the field. They've been going after it the last couple of minutes.
Two players that definitely paint the field on both sides of the ball.
It speaks to the point from Damon Nahas's story of seeing Aria Nagai, as he was just scouting Princeton for a potential matchup in the NCAA tournament. And he said to himself, that player is everywhere.
On top of being everywhere, she's someone who's really efficient when she's on the ball. She touches it and plays it.
Here's Fossey into the box, looking for Darlene. Lainey Rouse got there.
Great bit of defense there from Lainey Rouse just to get in front and win that tackle. Because if she's not there, Maddie Darlene's making a good attempt at goal.
As Alexis Theoret is down, we look back at the last chance.
I like the service as well, just low and across the box at a good pace. You could see Maddie Darlene coming towards the near post, but it was defended well by Lainey Rouse.
Kate Fossey, she's got the sleeves rolled down in the second half. She had them up in the first half. There was an interview she did with the Daily Tar Heel a couple of weeks ago where they asked her about her sleeves, and she said, I like to wear them. Oh, there it goes, right on cue. Right on cue. Our director, Kyle Lobenhofer, got the shot of Fossey rolling the sleeves up right there. She says she likes to keep them rolled up because she feels constrained when they're down.
I would agree with that, especially in the North Carolina heat, especially in the summer. Just getting any bit of air, even if it's to your arms, it helps.
So you're a sleeves rolled up player?
When I can.
Okay.
Definitely in training, I'll wear the tank top.
Okay.
Because it's a lot nicer.
Alexis Theoret, who is down. Graduate captain for Virginia. Virginia's got some sleeves rolled up there. Yeah, Bradley plays with them up. She's had them up the entire game.
Allows her to pump her arms real fast so she can get in behind and make things happen. Maybe it's a signature of the fast players on the field.
Theoret walking with assistance, but putting pressure on both of her feet there. That's good to see. Lainey Rouse, who made the nice defensive play a couple of moments ago, she's got them rolled up.
I'm telling you, people that are fast, no sleeves.
So here we are, Brianna. It's approaching 15 minutes into the second half. The scoring pace has settled down a bit. We haven't had a goal from either team in the second half after 4 of them from the 18th minute onward in half number 1. What's your overall view of where this game stands with about half an hour to go?
I'd say that the game's starting to settle a little bit. I think both teams need to just get hold of the tempo and establish sustained possession. I think both teams have been very patient in the attacking third, but how can they look to unbalance the back line? So ways you can do that is get your midfielders on the ball, have them drive forward to like probe, and even if they need to play a bounce pass off of their central forwards, it allows the center backs to step, and then you can have a third player movement where someone goes in behind and you can look to thread the ball through.
North Carolina with 2 goals in the run of play, Virginia with 1, and a PK goal tonight. The substitution for Virginia after Theoret exited was bringing Ella Carter back on. Carter had been a starter in the absence of McCormack. 5 starts for Carter this season. Alvarez. Even Alvarez. Tessa De La Rose, just a little miscommunication right there. Alvarez does well though, hustled back, kept that in. Oh, and a foul against Leah Godfrey. Looked like a clean tackle to win the ball back, just outside the center circle. But Amin Hadzik, the center referee, felt differently, Brianna.
I think he detected a foul before Gattino lost the ball, but you know, right idea from Gattino to take space on the dribble because it opens up ways to pass and dish the ball to your other midfielders. But she took a little bit of a heavy touch there at the end.
Alvarez. Long one from Gattino over the top, falls right to Fossey. Fossey, can she get a shot off? Yes, she can, but it's just wide.
Just a fantastic ball here from Gattino, just to send it over the back line. The weight, the direction of the ball allows Kate Fossey to get an attempt on the first touch. I think she's dragging it a little bit across her body, but maybe it caught a deflection a little bit, but ultimately it ends up going out for a goal kick.
Virginia's made a striker substitution as McDermott's gone to the bench, and in comes Maya Carter. No relation to Ella Carter, but Maya's come off the bench every game this season for the Hoos. Fossey again pressuring. Godfrey. De La Rose stepped in, won it back. Tar Heels have some numbers the other way. De La Rose to the top of the box, leads it off for Darlene. Darlene dancing it against Rouse. Takes a shot just over the woodwork.
That's the type of isolation that Carolina is looking for. Tessa De La Rose does a good job to draw many defenders towards her as she's at the top of the box, and she dishes to Maddie Darlene, who cuts inside and looks to have a shot. Again, she's a little bit under it, and it goes over the bar. But I really like the idea there. I think when she drives inside, that's the time to look for the back post.
Aria Nagai takes a look, played away. Rouse and Darlene went for it. Last touch by Darlene out of bounds. And Aria Nagai took a look from distance, forced Saffordin to make a play on it.
Aria Nagai goes on a good run, and not a bad shot because it's parried by the goalkeeper, which Maddie Darlene looks to get on the end of. But again, from midfield, you have to look to shoot because it puts pressure on Saffordin, who's done a good job in goal tonight so far.
Third save of the night for Saffordin. North Carolina out shooting Virginia 4-0 after halftime. Not only that, but the Tar Heels have had the majority of time on the ball. So even though this game stays tied, the field definitely feels tilted in North Carolina's favor at the moment.
North Carolina is starting to hit their stride in the second half and get comfortable generating a lot of opportunities. I think also just winning the ball back quickly has helped them in terms of gaining momentum in the second half.
Virginia foul, free kick forthcoming for the Tar Heels. And from a Virginia perspective, even though they lost 1-0 to Notre Dame, Steve Swanson was so pleased with his team's first half. It was the second half where they gave up the quick goal and then were unable to find the equalizer that left him wanting a little bit more. Gattino can definitely serve this one. It's a rocket, and it'll bounce away untouched.
I actually think this was excellent service from Gattino. She whips the ball in towards the back post, and looks like Trinity Armstrong wasn't able to get on the end of it. But maybe if there's a forward there, they're making the sliding effort to just get any body part they can on the end of that ball.
Creating numbers, creating chaos in front of the goalkeeper. Take your chances, right?
Absolutely.
Nice move from Olmark, who's taken down. Fossey. Godfrey was able to knock it away. It'll be a Carolina corner.
Now, if I'm UVA in this moment, just getting the game back under your feet and getting settled, I think, is key for them in the next few minutes. Obviously, they're going to have to defend this corner kick well and figure out how they can get on the ball. You need players like Leah Godfrey, Alexis Theoret on the ball, because they will allow you to dictate the tempo which UVA seeks to do.
Tempo has been dictated by North Carolina throughout this second half. It's the set piece the moment the Tar Heels take the lead. First ball won by Virginia. And now the Cavaliers working on the counter. Hagel has it taken right back by Ashley Penny. And that's been the story of the second half for Virginia. Moments where they've got the opportunity to possess, North Carolina just steps in, wins it right back.
So when you have those 50-50 balls, can you connect the first pass? For UVA, they were looking to transition and they get caught up a little bit in the flank, but good defending from Ashley Penny.
Darlene gets the corner turn, drops it off to the middle, another corner.
The great thing about Darlene is she can go to her left and she can go to her right. So if you're Lainey Rouse, you want to make things predictable and keep her from seeing most of the goal, because if you cut down the angle and force her to the end line, you are expecting that cutback, which Darlene is looking for. But it's up to the trailing midfielders and the center backs to clog that space in the central part of the box to win the clearance.
Sember will serve the corner. Nagai. Maria Nagai. Olmark. Ashley Penny off the bench. Wheels it back for Nagai. North Carolina keeps up the pressure and possession. Now can Virginia do anything with this? Hagel immediately closed down on.
Good choice by UVA just to reset the ball, because if you looked at the numbers, it was like 4v7 as they were trying to transition.
Math tells me that doesn't work.
Very rarely.
They'll switch the point of attack to Bradley, who's been quiet the last couple of minutes. Bradley will dance inside the box. 1v4. Alvarez blocks it out for a corner. The case in point, Virginia patiently switched, got it to Bradley, and they earn a corner out of it.
Yeah, that isolation on the right side is a matchup I think UVA can win. If they switch the ball with pace, I think the tempo at which you play, and once you get into the attacking third, can you raise that tempo and drive that speed with the back line, because then spaces will start to open up.
Bradley subs out. Allie Ross, a starter, back in. Leah Godfrey ready to take the corner for Virginia, just their second of the game. It's a low corner. Godfrey Touched it back for Kegel. It'll bounce away harmlessly. Just over halfway through the second half. Virginia has led this one twice. 1-0, 2-1. North Carolina has equalized both times. As the Tar Heels seek to stay unbeaten in the ACC, a win would move them to 4-0 in league action. 12 points through 4 games puts you feeling really good in the league race. As for Virginia, a very talented team that rose as high as number 2 in the country a couple of weeks ago when they were 8-0. Cavaliers have dropped 2 straight. Virginia has not lost 3 in a row since 2003. And just to be clear, even if North Carolina walks away with 3 points tonight and that streak for Virginia does come to an end, it does not mean that this Cavaliers team is not a contender. They are loaded with talent.
I think UVA has a lot of potential because they do have a lot of good players on the field. It's just about finding that chemistry, finding the balance in tough matchups like this, because I truly believe the ACC is one of the best, if not the best, conference in the country. And every single day that you have a game, you have to show your best. And, you know, UVA has a good balance of experienced players and some younger players, and it's about stringing everyone along so that you can play your best soccer.
Virginia, a handful of players in that 5th year of eligibility who are around in the 2020 season. Handball call on De La Rose. An ACC, Brianna, that features 5 teams in the national top 10. Yeah, you got Michigan State and Arkansas up there, Big Ten and SEC, as the leaders of those conferences, 1-2 in the poll. But then from there, it is ACC heavy. Duke and Carolina and Wake, very Tobacco Road, 3 through 5. Stanford in the mix, Florida State in the mix. Florida State's going to get a huge influx after the U20s. Not Leah Godfrey trying to do it herself. Out for Ross, just back in off the bench. Ross dancing in, doesn't have help. Shot blocked by Alvarez.
Good defending from Alvarez in this moment. You can see the way she continues to move her feet. She's showing Allie Ross towards the flank, which makes it predictable, and she's able to block the shot.
Tar Heels have held strong since allowing Virginia to take that 2-1 lead. Rouse bends it in. Gagne comes out. Makes the play. You got to give Carolina a lot of credit because Tar Heels had shut out 4 straight opponents. They were fantastic defensively, especially against Pitt, who was averaging 27 shots a game. Carolina held them to only, in air quotes, 15. Played well defensively against Syracuse on Sunday, and they were a little shell-shocked after conceding the PK, and then Una McCormick just running through the defense and scoring to make it 2-1. They've settled in really well.
UVA talked about needing to execute when they had chances, like improving that conversion rate. And I'd say so far they've done a really good job. On 4 shots, they have 2 goals.
50% right there. Cavaliers a chance to apply some pressure here. Kegel can't win the ball back from Trinity Armstrong. Nice footwork from the freshman. Sember a long one. Mackey cut it out. We said at the start of the second half, this game felt like it had another goal or 2, or maybe even 3. Down under 20 minutes to go. We are still locked at 2-2 where we were at halftime.
I'd like to see UVA step out and press a little bit more to force the issue, because Carolina looks very comfortable in possession in their lower block. They are finding the right spaces, getting in the pockets, turning and driving at the back line.
Penny inside the box, keeps it at her feet. Her shot blocked. McCormick. De La Rose keeps up the possession. Over to Sember.
Here's an opportunity for UVA to step their lines aggressively.
Martino took that shot. Galvin got the head on it. Now here come the Cavaliers on the counter. They don't have numbers, but Cagle does have options. With a heavy touch by Carter in the middle of the park. Long one whipped into the box for Allie Ross. Goes down with Alvarez.
Excellent defending again from Alvarez, just tracking Allie Ross all the way back into the box and getting the final touch to deny the service into Allie Ross, because if she gets on the end of that, she's going to have a good look on goal.
By the way, Virginia has brought Samar Guidry into the proceedings. Member of the U20 World Cup team, 2020 in the 2018 U17 World Cup, 18 in navy blue for the 5th year graduate student. Ullmark, already 1 goal tonight. 1v1 against Mackey. Ullmark bends it. It's a brace for Linda Ullmark. And North Carolina leads for the first time tonight.
Linda Ullmark, take a bow. What a goal. Just the way she gets on the end of this ball, does her signature roll, drags it inside, and looks to the back post. You can't hit it better than this. You see, she takes the touch of separation and whips it to the back post. Excellent goal and a brace by Linda Ullmark.
A clinical finish by the freshman. Okay, so Brianna, you said off the air before the broadcast she was going to score her first goal. We'll give you credit for that. I don't think you called a brace, though.
I did not call a brace, but she's having a day. And even the assist as well. She's had an excellent night because she's been so active on and off the ball. She's looking to threaten in behind UVA's back line. And she's looking to take shots when they're on. And again, you cannot hit a shot better than that, because the spin, how it's working back onto the frame of the goal. Safford Inn had no chance at stopping it.
5 points tonight. And North Carolina has their first lead of the evening. 2 separate leads for Virginia have dwindled away. Now the Cavaliers just over 15 minutes to push for an equalizer. They came from 2 goals down to win outright near Dorrance Field 2 years ago in 2022.
We're seeing Leah Godfrey playing as 6 this year, and in years past she's been more of an attacking player higher up the field and more of like a 10 role. And she's someone who can shoot from distance. So for UVA, as they push for the equalizer in these last 15 minutes, can she get higher up the field, and can we see a little bit more fluidity with UVA's midfield, because that will get her more involved in the game, allow her to combine with the forwards and have more threatening looks at goal.
Virginia's Alexis Theoret appears like she will not be able to continue in this game. She is on the bench area, Brianna, and just walked to the bench out of that tunnel with crutches. So it seems like the Cavaliers will be down their assist leader the rest of the way.
It's unfortunate to see a player go down and have crutches. Looks like an ankle injury, and you can see the hugs, because injuries are never easy, especially in a season where your games are so condensed into 4 months, and you know, 1 week can go by so quickly. So hopefully Alexis Theoret will be all right and back soon.
Next action for Virginia right back here in the triangle next Thursday, taking on Duke on the road. Guidry, plenty of space to shoot. Headed on by Ross, not on target though.
For Carolina in these final 13.5 minutes, it's being really decisive about when they take their opportunities. I think they've done a good job maintaining possession. They've distributed the ball across the field and changed the point, allowing UVA to shift a bunch. And for UVA, that's tiring work, especially when you're on the defensive end. But for Carolina, if they keep patient and pick their moments when they're going to attack, they may be able to see this game out.
Ball deflected off the referee. Incidental touch off Amin Hadzi. 2 straight games for Virginia, that's happened. That happened in the game on Sunday against Notre Dame, too. Fossey, nice touch into space. Olmark takes a shot. That was going to be a tough one to put into the back of the net, but took the look. Maybe the hat trick.
I think she was looking for service to the back post, maybe to Darlene, but just doesn't come off. For UVA, now is the time to pick up the tempo, move the ball quickly, touch play, a lot of movement off the ball when possible, because with the attack in numbers, it's going to be easier to find those short combinations.
McCormack, who had the goal earlier. Penny stepped in. Long one there from Godfrey. Bounce into Gagne. North Carolina was last 4-0-0 to start ACC play 2020. Round up 8-0 that season, Brianna. That was your final season playing in a Tar Heel uniform. The last 4-0 ACC start.
It's a good one. Comes into the ACC and defend your home field. Take a lot of pride in that, and wanting to win such a competitive conference, I think, is obviously a lofty goal, but it takes the commitment of the entire team to do the work and training every week leading up to the game.
Olmark, here she goes again. Into traffic, bounced away. And by no means, if North Carolina is to see this one out, earn the win, and go to 12 points in the league through 4 games, is anyone handing them a trophy, because the road trips to Palo Alto and Tallahassee still exist.
It's still mind-boggling to me that those teams in California are a part of the ACC now, but again, it's going to make the competition so much better, because Carolina is going to have to make that West Coast travel and perform right off the plane.
And Stanford's the second game of that trip, and you know, all the talk of Stanford, national runner-up last year, proud program historically. Cal is playing great. They are unbeaten in their last 10 or so matchups, off to a good start in ACC play.
I'd be curious to know what the school to life to soccer balance looks like for those West Coast teams, having to fly to the East Coast multiple times during the fall semester, or in their case, I believe they're in quarters.
Yeah, like Stanford, for example, they flew east, played Wake and NC State last weekend, flew back, and then started class this week, was the start of the fall quarter there on the farm.
I do not envy them.
That's in a couple of weeks for the Tar Heels. They will stay home to see Louisville next Thursday, October the 3rd. Sophia Bradley back in for Virginia. Ross over the ball right now. Ross serves it in. Carolina had won their first 3 ACC games, each 1-0. This one's been the more high-scoring affair. And now we're going to have our first booking of the night. It is a yellow card. I believe it's on Virginia's Una McCormack. The late challenge on Nagai.
Nagai checks her shoulder, sees the pressure coming in, and just bumps the ball back to Gattino, but she gets caught by Una McCormack.
Fouls on Allmark.
It looks like with the last substitutions, UVA has morphed into a 3-back to try and get more numbers higher up the field, because up top you've got McDermott, Bradley, Allie Ross, and Cagle.
Essentially 4 forwards out there right now for Virginia.
I think this will help them find a little bit more of a spark in these final 8 minutes.
Fossey. Again for Allmark. Her brace tonight, the difference for North Carolina. Allmark bends that one high, so Virginia will have a goal kick here, just under 8 minutes to go. Cavaliers trying to pull out a late equalizer, salvage a point here on the road. A Virginia team that's dropped 2 straight after the year began 8-0. Ariana Guy pushing it forward for the Tar Heels. Fossey racing on it. Saffredin slides out.
Good effort from Saffredin to be eager off that line so that she could close down the space for the ball that was coming into Kate Fossey.
Laura Kelly. Virginia moving quickly with a purpose. Cagle for Bradley. Touch was a bit heavy. Della Rose was able to make contact. Virginia will keep possession. Ross out wide. Bradley. Even Alvarez does so well to prevent Bradley from getting into the box. Not only that, it's out off Virginia for a Carolina goal kick. Tar Heels will take their time here.
Taking their time is a little bit of game management that's learned throughout this program. You want to see out the games and there's 6.5 minutes remaining. And, you know, in the college soccer model where there's no added time, you know exactly how much time you have left to close the game. So you're going to start to see Carolina slow down the game, be really thoughtful about whether they're sprinting to throw-ins or, you know, getting the ball back in play.
A memo from McCormack and Darlene, who have been in the international game for the last month. No more stoppage time here now that you're back in college. Kelly went down for Virginia, bounces right back up. Fossey and Kelly in a foot race.
Here you see Carolina taking it to the corner to try and run off some of the time on the clock.
North Carolina a year ago, obviously there's been so much turnover in the program with Anson Dorrance retiring and Damon Nahas, now the interim head coach, and so much player turnover as well. But a season ago, North Carolina struggled to close out games with 1-goal leads. Numerous late equalizers led to all those draws last year. This year, the Tar Heels have been much better at it, Brianna.
That's something that you have to learn from. I think it takes discipline and just knowing your role when you come in late in the game. But again, it takes the entire team to close out, and you can't allow silly mistakes to happen.
Cagle whips it in. Ross took a heavy touch. Ball pinballs around. Cagle's option is behind her. Closing it on 4 to play. Galvin looking up. Cut out by Armstrong. More time will roll away. And Virginia will make one more sub here. This will be to bring Ryan in, another more attacking-minded player. So Steve Swanson and staff just going to throw some numbers forward, see what happens. stepped into the channel, won the ball back. Again, knocked around. Carolina will have a free kick. If the Tar Heels can hang on, they'll go to 11-1 on the year, 4-0 in the ACC. Staying home next Thursday to see Louisville. Cardinals team that is reeling at the moment, 0-2 to start league play and blown out 5-1 at Virginia Tech last night. Olmark. Content with her brace, she's going to take it to the corner to chew time. Cagle will turn, pushed from behind, play on. Nice job by Bella Sember to step in and win it. Virginia throw, just over 2 minutes left. Carolina trailed this game twice. 1-0, 2-1. Both times an answer. And then Linda Olmark's second goal of the night. Gave North Carolina the lead at 3-2. Will that be the final margin? Bradley. The Tar Heels on her, wheels her way out of it. Rouse looking to set up a good service. It's Galvin who sends it in. Della Rose headed it out. Ryan racing onto it. Out off Darlene. And it'll bend away for a Virginia corner. A set piece for the Cavaliers with about a minute left.
Cavaliers are going to want to take their time on this corner kick and make the most of it, because this will likely be their last look at goal in the game. They'd like to find the equalizer.
Godfrey, another Cagle on the service, and it's grabbed by Gagne.
Excellent sense of urgency from Claire Gagne to come out and be brave and claim the ball in the midst of a bunch of traffic.
Gagne was taking her time. Hadzik blew his whistle, stopped the clock. So it's 27 seconds. First ball won by Nagai. Sends it out. It'll be a Virginia throw, 20 seconds left. This will be one last ditch effort for the Cavaliers. Darlene in a return, pushing up. Nothing doing for Virginia. And on the strength of a brace from the freshman Linda Olmark, a resilient North Carolina team goes to 4-0 in the ACC.
How about those Carolina Tar Heels? Excellent night for Linda Olmark. 2 goals and an assist to Kate Fossey, who's been absolutely undeniable this season as well.